Welcome back. In the last video, we finally completed our navigation section and our landing section along with the typewriter. So now, as you can see, we can say that 1/5 of the application is ready. So as I told you in the very beginning of this project, that this project is not a simple one. It's a pretty complex project involving a lot of components, and that is going to give you a very good practice of making React components and making real world projects using react.js. So in this section, I told you that we are going to go through these challenge section in this video, but I thought that instead of going with the challenge section, let's quickly complete the footer and then we can proceed towards the challenge section, because footer is going to be a very simple component just like our navigation bar. So in this video, within 2 or 3 minutes, let's quickly get onto it and let's quickly finish our footer component. So I am going to make a new folder for footer, and then I'm going to make a footer.jsx file here, and it's going to be a simple functional component, the name of which is going to be footer, and it's not going to take any input parameters. And let's have a div with the class name of footer container, and inside that we are going to quickly have our anchor tag with the href of http theleanprogrammer.com/aam. Of course, you can give any of your links to probably your social media platforms or your resume or your GitHub profile, or any link as you want. I have already given the link to my playlist, and I'm going to give it a class name of, let's say, footer link should be good enough, footer link. And then let's do a target of, just go blank so that it does not open on the same page, and one more property, and now we are done. Let's name it as watch the full React course now. And of course, you should definitely share this course with your friends as well, because I am putting in a lot of efforts to building this so that you guys can learn React.js completely from scratch, and it's super exciting. So let's include our footer inside our app component, and as you can see, my VS Code automatically imported footer from my footer component so that we can directly show it. And you can see here footer is being shown, but it's not properly styled. So let's very quickly have a look at styles for the footer. I'm going to create a new file, footer.css, and let's import that file inside our footer component, footer.css, and let's very quickly start styling. So as you can see, there is the footer container class name. So I am going to style it as always, display of flex, direction is going to be row by default, and I'm going to justify the content as center. And then I'm going to put the background as a little bit darker background, 1D2020. This seems to be pretty cool enough for this. Margin, of course, margin is going to be 0, and box shadow, a little bit of box shadow, and z index, just like our navigation, very similar to our nav bar. So let's have the same itself. Let's copy and paste it from nav.css. So that's why I love using Sass and SCSS, so that we don't have to repeat ourselves using in the styling. So I can probably teach you how to use SCSS and the other things in a separate video, in a separate tutorial, but for now let's focus only on our React.js. So let's copy and paste the class name of our link anchor tag, and of course I'm going to give the font family of Poppins, but as I told you, I have already given that in the body of my app.css file, so we don't need to explicitly set it, it would be automatically set there. And the font size should be 26 pixels. That seems good enough, or we can just test it out. If it's not looking good, we'll reduce or increase the size. The color should be, I think, the same one as we used in the nav bar, which was E7, E6, E7. And the margin can be 10 pixels here, just so that it's not just very compactly sandwiched inside our inside our footer component. So I'm going to give it a little margin of 10 pixel and text align off center. That seems to be very awesome, and we are done with our footer component as well. The only thing that is remaining, and the major part that is remaining, is going to constitute everything that new that we are going to learn in this video. In this project is going to be our challenge section, where we are going to learn the life cycle methods. We are going to learn the logic of how can we compare the thing that the person is writing inside our challenge container, inside a typing challenge, with the things that are there inside the test letter. So that is going to be super exciting. So I hope you're not bored till now. See you in the next video very quickly. Bye bye.